हेलो एवरीवन, आप सभी का फिर से एक बार स्वागत है मेरे यूट्यूब चैनल में जिसका नाम है कॉमर्स ट्रेजर। इन दिस वीडियो वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस अबाउट यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ मैसूर MCOM PG Entrance Examination paper of 2021. This paper is also helpful for the upcoming KSet and NET examination because the same university, that is University of Mysore, conducts the KSet examination. So without wasting much time, let us go to the paper. Who is considered as father of scientific management? Peter Drucker, F.W. Taylor, Victor Vroom, Henry Fayol. So very simple question and a very frequently asked question. So whenever you get scientific management, always remember F.W. Taylor is the father of scientific management. Whenever they ask father of general management, you have to remember Henry Fayol is the father of general management. And Peter F. Drucker has given the popular concept of MBO, that is management by objectives. Victor Vroom is another very important person who has given his contribution in the motivation theory. So he has a motivation theory which is called as Vroom's theory. Now apart from these, few more important personalities which you have to remember for commerce exams are father of HRM who is Elton Mayo, father of marketing who is Philip Kotler, father of statistics who is Fisher, father of economics Adam Smith, father of accounting Luca D. Pesioli. The next question is assertion and reasoning question. Management is a continuous process. This is exactly true. Managers first plan, then organize and finally perform the function of controlling. This is also true. So in this case, both assertion and reasoning are true, and reasoning is the right explanation of A. So always remember, management is not a one-day process, it is a continuous process, and manager always first plans, then he organizes, then he directs, and ultimately he ends by controlling, that is checking out the performance with the expected performance. Who among the following developed the technique of management by exception? So correct answer is option number B, Lester Bittel. Remember this name. He was the one who gave the concept of management by exception. The next question is match the following type of question. So here you have given 4 books name and there are authors of these books. You have to match which book is written by which author. Practice of Management. So this is written by Peter F. Drucker. Remember, a very important book. Philosophy of Management is given by Oliver Sheldon. Scientific Management, as I said, is related to F.W. Taylor, and General and Industrial Administration. So this book was written in the year 1916 by Henry Fayol. The right answer for this question should be A4. So A4 we have 1 and 2 options, then B3, C2. So option number B is going to be the right answer for this question. Identify the correct sequence of steps involved in planning. So they have given you 5 steps. You have to find out which step comes first and you have to arrange them in sequence. So the steps are as follows: selecting the best course of action, establishing the sequence of activities, establishment of objectives, evaluating alternative courses, determining alternative courses. So always remember, first we always establish the objectives, then second we determine the alternative course of action, then we evaluate those course of action. After evaluation we select the best course of action, and ultimately the 5th step is establishing the sequence of activities. So 3, 5, 4, 1 and 2. 3, 5, 4, 1 and 2, which is option number D. The next question is, in accounting, profit prior to incorporation is treated as revenue reserve, secret reserve, capital reserve, general reserve. So very simple question, it is treated as capital reserve. Now what is profit prior to incorporation? Let us take an example. Think that you have acquired a business on 1/6/2021. So the profit of the company from 1/4/2021 to 31st/5/2021, this is called as profit prior to incorporation, and this profit is treated as capital reserve. If it is a loss, then it should be shown under the head miscellaneous expenditure in your balance sheet. Owner's equity stands for fixed assets minus fixed liability, fixed assets minus current liability, current asset minus fixed liability, total asset minus outside liability. So right answer is option number D, that is total assets minus outside liability. You can also find out owner's equity in another way, that is adding equity, share capital plus reserves and surplus, which also includes your profits, which also includes your retained earnings, etc. So basically it is related to your accounting equation, that is assets is equal to liabilities plus capital. Which of the following is a non-operating expenses? So there are two types of expenses. One is operating expenses. Operating expenses are those which are related to business. So which are directly related to business, those are called as operating, and non-operating are those which are not directly related to the business. So salary of a director, it is related to business. Depreciation, it is related to business. Advertisement expenditure, it is also directly related to business or operating activities, but interest on loan is not directly related to operations or business activity. Therefore, option number D is going to be the right answer. Which one of the following statement is true? Capital expenditure does not affect the profitability of the concern, but revenue expenditure does. This is not correct. Capital expenditure affects the profitability of the concern directly, but revenue expenditure do not. This is also not correct. Capital expenditure affects the profitability of a concern indirectly, but revenue expenditure affects directly. This is correct statement. So always remember, capital expenditure are those the benefits of which we get for more than 1 year period, and revenue expenditure benefits we get only for one accounting year or less than that. So capital expenditure affects profitability indirectly, whereas revenue, it is a direct impact on your profitability. Reconstruction of a company takes place when the company is undercapitalized, company has incurred heavy losses which must be written off, company is overcapitalized. Which one of the following statement is correct? So you do reconstruction of a company when the company has incurred heavy losses and when the company is overcapitalized. So option number 2 and 3 both are correct. So always remember, reconstruction of the company can be done in two types. One is external reconstruction and second is internal reconstruction. External reconstruction is nothing but whenever the old company is closed and a new company is formed, then we call it as external reconstruction. For example, there is a company called as Commerce Limited, and because of loss you are reconstructing the company, then you close down the old company and form a new company which may be New Commerce Limited. And internal reconstruction can be done in two ways. One, by altering the existing share capital, or second, by reduction of the existing share capital. So these are the two ways in which reconstruction of a company can be done, that is either by external reconstruction or by internal reconstruction. Data collected through personal interview is primary data, secondary data, maybe both, personal data. So very simple question, it is primary data. Primary data is the data which is collected for the first time, that is directly from the respondent and first hand data. Another tools which are used for collecting primary data are questionnaire, observation, experiments, schedules, etc. Secondary data is a data which has already been collected by some other person and you are reusing that particular data. Examples of sources of secondary data may be internet, books, magazine, newspaper, or reports of the company, etc. Since mode is the most frequently occurring value in a series, it can never be greater than mean. This is not correct. It is always larger than median. This is also not correct. Is always larger than mean. This is also not correct. So none of the above will be the right answer for this. The relationship between mean, median and mode depends upon the skewness. If the skewness is positive, correct? If your skewness is positive, something like this, then the relationship between mean, median, mode will be mean is greater than median, which is greater than mode. And if the skewness is negative, right? if you have a negatively skewed curve, then the relationship is going to be different. That is, mean will be less than median, which will be less than mode. So this is what you have to remember. Depending upon the skewness, the relation differs. And one more relation you can remember about mean, median, mode, that is mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. The difference between the highest and the lowest value of a given data represents deviation, difference, spread, range. So right answer is option number D, range. Range is nothing but highest minus lowest value. It is an absolute measure of dispersion. So measures of dispersions are of two types: absolute, which includes range, which includes quadrile deviation, which includes mean deviation, which includes standard deviation, and which includes variance. Remember these 5: absolute measure of dispersion. And there are relative measure of dispersion, which are coefficient of range, coefficient of quadrile deviation, coefficient of mean deviation, and coefficient of variation. The mean of the sample is always greater than population mean, always equal to population mean, always less than population mean, none of the above. So right answer is none of the above. It can be greater than, it can be less than, or it may be equal to the population mean. The value of probability varies between 0 and 1, minus 1 to plus 1, minus infinity and plus infinity, 0 to infinity. So value of probability always varies between 0 and 1. If it is 0, it means there is no chance of that. If it is 1, it means there is 100% chance of occurring. Minus 1 to plus 1 is the range of correlation. So always remember, correlation range is minus 1 to plus 1. In the marketing mix, which 4 P's are covered? Very basic question. Product, price, place, and promotion, which is option number A. Now one important point we have to remember about the 4 P's of marketing, that this was given by Jerome McCarthy. Right? Remember this person name. The 4 P's of marketing mix were given by Jerome McCarthy. We have 3 other additional P's for services. So remember, there are 3 more P's which are called as extended P's. So those were given by Booms and Bittner. Remember these names, Booms and Bittner gave the additional 3 P's, which are people, process, and physical evidence. So these are the 3 extended P's. The next question is assertion and reasoning type of question. High customer expectation leads to dissatisfaction as product performance never matches them. This is not correct. It may match, it may not match. Product performance is always customer specific. This is also not correct. So both assertion and reasoning are incorrect. Which terms are often used interchangeably in marketing literature? Concept, method, philosophy, concept, approach, technique, orientation, concept, philosophy, philosophy, system, concept. So option number C is the correct answer. We often make use of concept, philosophy, and orientation of marketing interchangeably. Which is not the stage in the consumer buying decision process? Purchase decision, it is a stage. Post purchase behavior, it is also a stage. Problem recognition, this is also a stage. Cultural factor is not the stage of consumer buying decision. There are 5 stages of customer buying process. First one is problem recognition. Second one is information gathering. So here the customer gathers the information about the particular product which he wants to buy. Third one is evaluating the solutions. So whatever solutions you get, you evaluate those solutions, you evaluate those alternatives. Fourth one is purchase decision, and lastly post purchase behavior. The last question of this video is pricing decisions are most complex at which stage of product life cycle? So product life cycle has 4 stages, that is introduction stage, growth stage, maturity stage, and decline stage. So pricing decisions will be most complex at the maturity stage, because here there will be heavy competition, there will be many competitors in the market, and in order to compete you have to charge accurate price which should be not too less and not too more. And here your elasticity of demand, that is sensitivity to the price, is going to be bit higher. Therefore the decisions are very complex. This is all about this video. If you like the video, please hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please subscribe my channel and also press the bell icon so that you can get a notification as soon as I upload a new video. Thank you for watching this video, and we shall meet again with another video.